and building community around parks. And so being able to be here today and to talk about the next steps for this urban park is a really exciting moment for me, just in a deeply personal way, because I see when I look out all of the community members, all of the nations, all of the orders of government who have come together to be able to work on these next steps. And making sure that we have access to nature is so important because nature is foundational to who we are as Canadians. It supports our physical and mental well-being, it strengthens our communities and economy, it shapes our identity, and it protects plants and wildlife that makes Canada unique. Earlier this year, our government launched a Force of Nature Canada strategy to protect nature, and across the country, the natural spaces we cherish, they're under pressure from climate change, from pollution, and from growing demands we place on our land and water. Our nature strategy, Canada's nature strategy, outlines how our government is working with provinces, territories, municipalities, and Indigenous leadership to protect, to value, and to mobilize capital for nature conservation. Our innovative and collaborative approach draws on the wisdom of Indigenous traditions, the power of modern technology, and the strength of governments and industry working together for the benefit of current and future generations. And I'll underline the future generations part. What we do today has an impact for the future generations right across our country. Of the many objectives as a strategy, it prioritizes the creation of up to 15 national urban parks as an important part of achieving Canada's goal of protecting and conserving up to 30% of lands and waters in Canada by 2030. The proposed national urban park in the Windsor area is helping turn that commitment into action. And that's why I'm pleased to announce the acquisition and inclusion of a strategic 19-hectare parcel of land from the former Windsor Raceway by the Ontario Conservation Accelerator for the proposed National Urban Park in the Windsor area. Even just in what I just said, there's a lot of partnership that went into making this next step happen. It was made also possible with the financial support from Parks Canada and community fundraising efforts led by the Friends of Ojibwe Park. This is a major milestone in the creation of the Windsor Urban National Park, which is slated to be only the second in the entire country. And together we are entering the final stages of the designation process for this much anticipated park. So thank you to everyone here who has contributed to this achievement and gotten it this far. Notre gouvernement a soutenu ce projet par des investissements importants, dont plus de 36 millions de dollars destinés à faire avancer le projet grâce à des actions de planification, de conservation et de partenariat. The proposed park will provide opportunities for recreation and connection with nature for local communities, give Windsorites and Canadians a place to learn, reflect, explore, and build lasting connections with the natural world. And these lands also support exceptional biodiversity. They're home to dozens of important species. At the same time, it will help to conserve nearly 500 hectares of crucial lands in and around Ojibwe Prairie Complex, including some of the most important remaining tall grass prairie and black oak savanna ecosystems in Canada. Most importantly, the progress and achievements we are celebrating today have been made possible thanks to strong collaboration. Nature is best protected when it is done through reconciliation and respect, and Indigenous leadership is central to this effort. And I think, yeah. The proposed park is located within the traditional territory of the Three Fires Confederacy. And First Nations have been involved throughout this process, helping guide planning and decision-making from the outset. Andaman First Nation, Caldwell First Nation, Chippewas of the Thames First Nation, Kettle and Stony Point First Nation, and Walpole Island First Nation continue to play an essential role through the project's partner committee. Their knowledge, perspectives, and leadership contribute significantly to the shaping of the future of this park. Les résidents, les défenseurs de la nature et les organismes communautaires ont aussi travaillé pendant de nombreuses années pour protéger ce territoire. Votre détermination, votre engagement et votre collaboration nous ont permis d'atteindre cette étape importante. This project demonstrates what can be achieved when First Nations, communities, conservation organizations, municipalities, and the federal government, that's a breath, right? That's a lot of us coming together. When all of us come together to work together to achieve a common objective. Ensemble, nous protégeons la nature, avançons la réconciliation, soutenons les espèces menacées et veillons à ce que les familles d'ici même, à Windsor, ainsi que les futures générations canadiennes puissent profiter d'un espace vert au cœur de cette communauté. Our announcement today reflects who we are as a country, people who understand that our environment and our communities are strongest when we grow together. Make which, thank you, merci. I'm guessing that's more for me. So look, what we're talking about today is the acquisition of more land, 19 hectares from the raceway, that will get added into this proposed urban national park. The federal government has put funding, about $36 million, towards the towards getting it ready, the planning and all of the work that goes into making this park happen, as well as about $5 million ongoing for the establishment. So we have actually many of the building blocks, and what we also have is a partnership of everyone who you've heard speak today. We actually have all of, we have the local Indigenous nations, we have the city, the province, the federal government, working with community organizations. And there is actually a partner committee that is working towards those next steps. We are quite far along in that process, and really what that final date is going to be decided in collaboration with all of those partners that I've mentioned. But we are quite far along, and I think today is actually a good sign for everyone that we are actually putting those final pieces together. Thank you. So what I'm saying is we have the funding in place from the federal government side, and we have the partnerships in place, which is actually the most important thing to be able to pull this park, like to move to the next stage of actually having a park. I can't give you a final date because that is something that has to get decided. It's not just a federal decision or provincial or municipal, or everyone here is going to have to work together to get to that final stage. What I can say though, and I'm saying this with great certainty, and I hope you heard it today, is that we are truly working all as partners, and we are in those final stages.
Any final question? Well, Minister, I appreciate the announcement of the purchase of the 19 hectares of the parcel that's near the former Windsor Raceway, but my understanding is there are other parcels also part of the Windsor Raceway that will be adjacent to the proposed Ojibwe National Urban Park. Is there any possibility of the acquisition of those lands as well?
I'll bring us back to the part about today, which is actually, it was funny, like leading up to today, I was hearing people talking about this raceway and sharing the vision of what it would mean to be able to include this. 19 hectares being added into this proposed urban park is a really great thing. Having almost 500 acres that we've managed to pull together in partnership for this proposed national urban park is an amazing thing. I think that what is wonderful when we're building a national urban park is in collaboration with all the partners. There's always a piece about what's next. But right now, I'm focused on what we have today, which is an amazing announcement and great, I'm going to underline the partnership piece, because that is how we get things done. And I don't know if everyone thought, even when you heard the story from the Ontario Conservation Accelerator, I don't think we could have envisioned even that we would have had these 19 extra hectares added in just even a year ago or so, and here we are. So I think that there's a lot of great work that's being done by community partners, and let's celebrate today, and let's work towards actually being here for an announcement together in partnership for the actual National Urban Park.